Brought to you by Penguin.
The Tiger Slam, the inside story of the greatest golf ever played, by Kevin Cook. Read by Fred Sanders.
Prologue. Grand Opening. What was it all about? For Eldrick Taunt Woods, it wasn't enough to win trophies, tournaments, millions of dollars, the crowd's adulation, the whole world's attention. All of that was cool, he said, but he wanted more. He had always expected wealth, fame, and record-setting success, had known it was coming since he was a toddler hitting golf balls on national television. Growing up on hardscrabble public courses, he had learned the game from his father, who had nicknamed him Tiger, to honor a fellow soldier who had saved his life in Vietnam. Soon young Tiger was beating players more than twice his age. He was signing autographs before he learned cursive writing. He broke 80 for the first time when he was 8, and 70 when he was 12. With every early victory he pictured himself older, all grown up, knocking drives out of sight, sinking putts, lifting trophies, smiling on TV. This is exactly what happened. After winning 3 U.S. Amateur Championship titles to set a record that still stands, he turned professional in 1996. Within a year, he was the youngest golfer ever to be ranked #1 in the world. At 21, he won the Masters by a dozen strokes. By then, much of America was enthralled to Tiger Mania. Crowds followed wherever he went. Fortune 500 companies threw endorsement money at him. Magazines from Golf Digest and Sports Illustrated to Newsweek, People, and GQ put him on their covers. Rappers name-checked him. Tiger Woods transcends golf, Oprah Winfrey announced. He is magical and mesmerizing. Which led to a question few people ever face. What do you do after your dreams come true? For Tiger, the answer was simple. Dream bigger. Later years would diminish his magic and change the world's perception of him. A younger generation would know Tiger Woods as tabloid fodder, a balding, limping, middle-aged celebrity in recovery from sex addiction and car crashes that sent his life careening out of control. But all that is in the future. This story is set at the turn of the 21st century, the height of Tiger Mania, when the best player of his time set a challenge for himself. He was already the most famous golfer in history, a charismatic young man looking for new ways to leave an indelible stamp on the ancient game. A handsome, charismatic young black man, dominating a sport known for its whiteness. In the late 1990s, not even 1 in 50 golfers was black. You would have needed a crowd of more than 200 golfers to put together a black foursome, and that group would not have been welcome at many of America's best courses. Tiger knew how that felt. As a teenager, he had been called a little N-word and chased off a driving range. He was so familiar with the glare golfers of color often got at country clubs that he had a name for it, the look. But here he was, not yet 25, beating his supposed social superiors at their own game, making golf more popular than ever, and doing it with the crowd-pleasing style of a showman. When Tiger Woods won, it was often by record-setting margins, with shots other players didn't dare try. What would he do next? His long-term goal was to surpass Jack Nicklaus's record of 18 major championships, but that would take many years, even for him. In the late 1990s, he had something more immediate in mind. A lifelong student of the game, Tiger knew that Bobby Jones had won golf's original Grand Slam in 1930. Jones, a gentleman lawyer who played in a dress shirt and tie, swept that year's U.S. Open, Great Britain's Open Championship, and 2 events reserved for non-professionals, the U.S. Amateur and British Amateur, to win the so-called impregnable quadrilateral. 30 years later, Arnold Palmer opened the championship season by winning the 1960 Masters and U.S. Open. Amateur events had lost their luster, but there was talk that Palmer might achieve a latter-day duplicate of Jones's feat, including the Masters, both Opens, and the PGA Championship. On the long flight to Scotland for the 1960 Open Championship, he discussed the idea with a reporter.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?